What's up guys, my name is Keith and today we're talking about the Ryze Tello drone. I first found out about this little drone on DJI's website, and when I was reading the product description I noticed that it doesn't ship with a controller like all of the other drones do. It ships with an app that you can use with a touchscreen and you can fly it from just using your phone. You're also able to pair Bluetooth controllers to your phone and control the drone with just this controller. That was pretty cool because I'm not really a big fan of using touchscreens on your phone to control things. If you've ever tried to play Geometry Wars on an iPad, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the whole reason I already owned one of these controllers. And I got a lot of questions about how to pair the controller, the app, and the drone all together. So I will be doing a separate video for that I'll be posting shortly after. And another cool thing that you can do with the Tello is that you can use Scratch on your computer to send commands to the drone and program it to take off, land, do flips, turn from side to side, and pretty much do anything that you can do from the app from your computer. And it is really simple to do once you set everything up. Setting this up on your own could be a little confusing, so we're going to go through it together step by step. I will leave a link in the description to the aerial guide article post, and if you get stuck at some point, you can refer back to that article and kind of read a little more detailed about each step. I will also leave my Scratch save file at the end, but I really think you guys should follow along and try to create your own blocks and really try to learn how to program this drone to do whatever you want it to do. You don't need any prior programming experience. Scratch is more of a learning tool, so it is really easy to follow along with. So let's get started. All of the links to these websites will be available in the article post on Aerial Guide, but the first thing we have to do is download Node.js. Next, we'll install Scratch. If you're using a Mac, you will have to download Adobe Air as well. After they're done downloading, run the Adobe Air installer first. After downloading Scratch, this is what the application looks like. On its own, you're able to do some pretty cool stuff with it, but we're not able to talk to our Tello drone right now. To do that, we have to install an HTTP extension from Tello. After downloading these files, make sure you have tello.js and tello.s2e. The next step is to import our Tello files into Scratch. To do this, hold down Shift and press File, and go to Import Experimental HTTP Extension. From this dialog box, find the tello.s2e file that we downloaded from Ryze. This will open our Tello blocks under the More blocks. As you can see, we have takeoff, land, fly up, fly down, fly left, fly right, fly forward, fly back, rotate clockwise, rotate counterclockwise, flip, and set the speed. Right now, this red light means we are not connected to our Tello drone. To connect to our Tello drone, we have to start Node. To start Node, go to your terminal and navigate to the folder that contains tello.js. To do this, type in cd and a space, and then drag the folder onto your terminal. This will automatically fill out the path on your hard drive to this folder that contains tello.js. Press enter to enter the folder and type in node tello with a capital T .js and hit enter. And you should see Tello Scratch extension running at, and then an IP address. If we go back to Scratch, we should see this red light turn green. We are now ready to begin programming with blocks. To start off, we need an event. For this, I typically like to use when blank key is pressed. So we will drag that onto this right-hand window and go back to our more blocks. Under Tello control, let's drag take off and snap it to the when space key pressed event. So when we are connected to our drone and we press spacebar, it should take off. And it is a really good idea to have a takeoff and a land block before you run any of these commands to the Tello. So we will select L to land our Tello. At this point, we can turn on our Tello and go to our network settings to find the Tello Wi-Fi network and join it. Now, if we press spacebar, our Tello should take off, and when we press L, the Tello should land. Alright, successful first flight. I might have to go outside next time because I had to take off and land a couple times and move my camera around. But that is the basic principle of using these blocks. When a certain key is pressed, whatever is attached below will run. So I'm going to go through and make a basic controller that flies up and down, left and right, and does a forward flip, and we will go outside and run these through the test. Spacebar will take off, L will land, the up arrow will fly forward, the down arrow will fly backwards, the left arrow will fly left, while the right arrow flies right. The W key will fly up, the S key will fly down, D will rotate clockwise, while A will rotate counterclockwise. And to do a front flip, we will press F. Alright, so we're in my backyard. We have a little more room to work with, and we are going to test out the controls that I made in Scratch to try to move this thing to just do more than to take off and to land. This will be able to move around and do some flips. So I'm going to overlay the keys as I'm pressing them on screen, and I'm just going to film the Tello so I'm not juggling too many different things at once. So let's do this. So all of our commands from the computer to the drone seem to work perfectly. But one thing to note here, you can only send one command at a time from Scratch to the Tello. So if you send up and left at the same time, left won't register until the up function is done. So that's just a limitation of the software, I think. I haven't played around with it enough to try to do multiple things at once. I'm going to keep tinkering around with that, and if I can figure it out, I'll make a separate video updating this. But if you guys can figure it out, let me know, and I would love to update this and get the new save file on the aerial guide post. So I hope you guys learned something here. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're new here. I would love to grow this community and make more aerial videos for you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.